Warning! The following review of Captain America: The Winter Soldier has spoilers, along with rants. You have been warned. If you're still watching, don't blame me. So, The Winter Soldier. What can we say about The Winter Soldier that I didn't say already in my spoiler-free review? Link below. Well, I can say this. Captain America should be dead. And I don't mean because I hate the character or because the story was crap. I mean, he should physically be dead. Alright, it's like, he may be a super soldier, but the fact remains, he does not have super reinforced bones. He isn't Wolverine. They aren't coated in adamantium. The fact that he survived being thrown from an explosion from a highway into a moving bus, then through a moving bus, literally, and he wakes up and walks out without a scratch, I find that questionable. So again, I don't hate Captain America, Steve Rogers. I just felt like he shouldn't have been the Incredible Hulk's little cousin ramming through everything and not, for one, showing any damage. I mean, he actually fell through like 40 story fall onto his arm, hitting concrete. And the excuse was, well, he used his shield, so his arm's not broken. Physics don't work that way. But it's a comic movie. You can't use physics. Screw you. Physics has ruined so many things for me. I'm going to use physics to ruin your stuff too. And that's really my only gripe about this movie. The story was decent for Marvel fans, but it still left something to be desired for people who've never seen the Avengers and Captain America, because people don't know what was being talked about. The Winter Soldier himself was a good character design, good character portrayal, but they don't really use him. I mean, he's like in 1/5 of the movie. But the real villain of the movie was Hydra again. But the problem is, you can't say Captain America: The Return of Hydra, because that just gives it away. Honestly, this felt like it was a big setup for Captain America 3, The Hunt for the Winter Soldier. More accurately, it literally felt like Captain America, the filler between Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy. AKA the filler between Avengers 2, The Rise of Ultron. To be fair though, the way they ended this story does set up an interesting way on how they introduce Ultron, or a possible interesting way on how they can set up for Ultron for Avengers 2. That's yet to be seen. I don't want to spoil how the movie ends because, let's just say there's a lot of property damage and a lot of what the fuck's going on. So it's one of those things where when you see it, you'll kind of understand what I'm saying. But for now, it's also kind of a throwaway. It's really hard to say, because the way Paramount's been doing their Marvel movies, it's kind of back and forth. Now, the things that people liked, of course, Samuel L. Jackson. He's always great as Nick Fury on screen. He's always got the best lines. Also, the Falcon, whose real name, character name, I can never remember, but he also had great lines. And his costume redesign, his equipment redesign, I thought they were great. I loved it. I hope to see more of him in the Avengers too. Now, Easter eggs, I'm sure there were more than what I'm listing here, but some of the key ones I felt was the mention of Doctor Strange, or at least Stephen Strange, aka Doctor Strange, so they now have a possibility for him in the Paramount Marvel movie series. And of course the bonus scenes. Again, 2 bonus scenes, so middle of the credits, after the credits. After credits one weren't that great. Middle one was a lot more, because as far as me and girlfriend can tell, it introduces Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, aka the children of Magneto, which they could never mention because of copyrights and licensing laws. Stupid, but what you gonna do? It was an all too brief cameo by who we think are those characters. I mean, they were never officially named Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, so it's all speculation, but who else are they gonna be? Other than that, I mean, the Stan Lee cameo was kind of funny, but it seems like they're just stretching now. It's like, how can we throw Stan Lee in these movies? I mean, it's not going to go away, but it's just like, I didn't think it was that funny, the Stan Lee cameo this time. Girlfriend thought it was funny, but we're going to agree to disagree. Beyond that, like I've said before, if you're not a Marvel fan, this is a 4 out of 10 movie. If you are a Marvel fan, 6 out of 10 movie. Girlfriend's laughing because I'm just like struggling to figure out stuff to rant about. And I do remember, there is one last thing that really cheesed me off. Since I already said Hydra's back, I can pretty much say this. Hydra was experimenting on Loki's staff from the Avengers. So let me just think about this for a second. Avengers tear up all of New York. Thor takes their little Tesseract cube back to his home world, brings Loki back, but we're just going to leave that lying around. Someone else will get that. Maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. will pick it up. And just no one notices that just goes missing. And the worst part is, I bet you that thing is not going to show up again. It's not going to play any difference in any of the other Marvel movies up until this point. So it's like, what's the point? I don't know. I'm going to end this here because if I start thinking about more stuff, it's just going to drive my mind crazy. So, like I said, keep an eye out for Easter eggs. Funny stuff, especially near the beginning when Cap's filling out his little notebook of things he needs to catch up on for pop culture. And if you're a Marvel fan, check this movie out. If you're not a Marvel fan, just wait. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, the next Marvel film that's coming out is going to be either X-Men or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, so tune in for my Spider-Man review when that comes out. I might get drunk for that one. I'm not sure yet. Maybe Girlfriend will finally show up for a review and you can see what she looks like. I doubt it though. Yep, until next time. Later.